welcome back to another episode of Navigating Postpartum with me, Jaree Williams. I hope the quality is good because I've been playing around with it, trying to make it so that you guys can hear me clearly. So you let me know what you think about this episode. I'm doing my best. I'm still learning along the way, as you guys know. But this week, I wanted to encourage you to do everything you love with passion, meaning have love for it and a strong liking or desire for devotion in whatever activity, object, concept, whatever you have passion about it. I recently studied 1 Corinthians 13:14 through 8, and it really taught me what it truly means to love. And let me tell you how it shifted my heart so much because the words get thrown around so much. But do we really know what it means when we tell someone we love them or say something that we love? I'm going to give you a description based on the Bible and what I wrote for it. Okay? So 1 Corinthians 13:4 through 8 says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. That's what the scripture says. And when I read this, the things I listed down for what it means is love is patient, kind, does not envy, not boastful, not arrogant, not selfish, not rude, not irritable, not keeping records of wrong, rejoices in truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And the three things that always remain is faith, hope, and love is the most important. But when I broke it down into my own words, I put love is patient, kind, humble, calm, gracious, honest, truthful. There is suffering. It's faithful, hopeful, and enduring. That's what I got from it. Why must you think? Why must we think what it means to love? Because when you say those words to your partner, your children, your friend, you are saying these things like, I am patient with you, I'm kind to you, I am humble, I am calm, I'm gracious, honest, truthful. I'm going to suffer through some of the things that we go through. I'm faithful, I'm forgiving, I'm hopeful, enduring. That's what it means. And it's so powerful because those things are not always easy to do. But those qualities that we remember are going to help us really understand the meaning of what love means. And so when you think about a passion or like a goal you have and you want to have passion towards it, think about the love you have for it. Think about how patient you're going to be for it, how gracious, how you're going to suffer in ways to give God his glory, how you're going to be honest and truthful and faithful to the dreams, to your children, to your family, whatever it is that you're passionate about. I want you to think, how do you feel when you said those words? Think about it. I want you to think to yourself, I love you. And then tell yourself, I am patient. I am kind. I am humble. I am calm. I am gracious. I am honest. I am truthful. I'm going to suffer with you, be faithful to you, hopeful for you, and endure with you. That's what you're going to tell yourself. But how did you feel when you said those words? I know when I said it, I felt empowered because I mean those things and I will keep working towards all of them. I'm not perfect, but reminding myself of what it means to love, I'm going to have me keep working and keep leaning on God to shift me and renew my mind so that I can love myself that way. But you know what's more important? Loving others that way. You know? It's hard saying anything about people who give us a hard time constantly, but I'm learning you can love people from a distance as well. You might be thinking, Jaree, what do you mean by that? If you constantly find yourself around people who disrespect you or make you lose peace, then it's time to forgive them. Pray for them. Love them from a distance. Although scripture means suffering for a greater good for God's glory, but sometimes people are not meant to suffer with because of God's glory if that's not within your purpose. And that's why it's so important to have that time with God so that you know when you need to deal with things, to suffer with people. But do things for God's glory. If it doesn't relate to the purpose He has for you to fulfill, then don't deal with it. Do not choose to live in strife, especially not in your own home. Now, I'm not saying that it's always like that. And I want you to make your own decisions, but just think about how important it is to have passion in whatever you do. And if you are dealing with strife all the time, it's kind of going to deplete you from focusing on your passion. Choose to create a space, not necessarily meaning always cutting people off, but depending on the situation, it might be needed. Because I looked up the word the other day about what does it mean to actually be evil. Because I'm like, I think about, I don't know, I think about like Disney movies with characters with like witches and all the things that make them seem like they're bad people. But you could be nowadays hanging out with someone who has the traits of being evil. Even being evil is having bad qualities of natural kind, misery, distress, along with the word wicked. It has a mental disregard of justice, righteousness, truth, honor, virtue, evil in thought and life, sinfulness, criminality. Those things do not bear good fruit. I want you to think about the good fruit that God has for you. Think about the good fruit when you're around people. Like, are they producing good fruit? I want you to think about that. Because a good tree produces good fruit. And do you want to know what the good fruits are according to the Bible? I'm going to tell you. You have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Those are things that bear good fruit. You want to be around people that can bear good fruit as well. And sometimes we are. God puts us in a mission to help people transform to have good fruit. But at the end of the day, we must learn that God can do more than we can, but allow Him to use you when it's time. Because based on Luke 6:27 through 29, it says, "But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you, who despitefully uses you. And unto him that smitteth thee on that one cheek offer also the other, and him that taketh away and quote forbid not to take any quote away." So like I said, love your enemies, forgive them, pray for them, but you can keep your distance. And I know it's not always easy, but just remember Matthew 18:22 reminds us too that keep off the path of the wicked. Don't proceed on the way of evil ones. Avoid it. Don't travel it. Turn away from it and pass it by. I want you to think like, are you living in your full passion, or are you letting the people around you keep you from getting there? And I recently read the book The Alchemist. Such a great read. I'm not going to tell you the full story, but what I've gained from that story reminds us that God will give us a vision, and we'll have so much passion about it that when the obstacles come, we want to turn around. But in The Alchemist, he had so many obstacles, but he remembered that vision that he was given. And despite it all, he made it to the vision that God gave him. But when he got there, God gave him something different. He gave him another piece of that vision to fulfill it. And I thought it was so amazing because I know for me personally, sometimes we think about getting to the journey, but not through the process. And what we have to do is learn to enjoy the process, love the process, have passion for the process, because that's when you're going to be tested to see if it's really worth you getting there. That's when you're going to get guidance throughout the journey to get to the end goal. So don't lose passion. Think about Esther. She had favor in her life, so imagine how much favor you can have on yours and what you can do when you're passionate about something. Stay passionate, stay hopeful, and do what you need to do and to make sure that you have your peace. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love you guys, meaning that I'm gonna be patient with you guys, kind with you guys, and I will do the same. And y'all know the rest. But have a great day. And like Auntie Tab says, if you don't have a great day, don't go messing up somebody else's. And please be sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, Jaree.Williams, so I can get to know you guys. All right, bye.